Also a mandate to wear a mask while you're in the airport. So these are all really positive things. Ooh, someone's calling me, let's see. Hello? Oh, everything is perfect. Thank you for calling. Thank you so much, Kavel. Really appreciate this call. Hi guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Toronto. I look like a disaster. This is my second time in Toronto this week. I was actually here on Sunday too, and today is Thursday, I think. So yeah, I don't think I need to give you a tour, but I've never given you a daytime one, so that's a little bit different. Here is the bedroom. It's really bright right now. The kitchen area, the desk, the living room. There's a little entryway closet here with the ironing board. Seating area, television here. There's a TV in this room too, so that's kind of convenient. A little dressing area and the bathroom. This is a great bathroom, I think. Like, look at this lighting, fantastic. So yeah, come on in, make yourselves at home, because I'm certainly doing the same as we speak. We have pretty much all day here. Or the rest of the day. Let's see what time it is. It's almost 4 o'clock. So I'm just planning on unwinding. The gym is closed, most of the city's closed. They got a takeout menu to see what delivers, even though I don't usually do much delivery. But I guess that's the only way I might end up eating today. Welcome! So you guys, the last time I was in Canada, was possibly in March or April last year. I'll have to check it out. But I just started talking about like how things were changing and our schedules were changing and the service was changing. So it's kind of fun to be here almost a year later, and almost a year in with COVID later, and be able to update you on what's going on. I also didn't really have much solid advice back then if I felt like it was safe to travel, or other suggestions for your travel journey. Over time I've kind of gathered more suggestions to make it more comfortable, and so I figured while I was on the plane I should take a few notes about some things that I would recommend to my friends or family to know about traveling during COVID. So I think the first question I get asked anywhere, like my dentist, if it's safe to travel right now, especially if it's safe to travel in a plane. And I know a lot of people are opting to do road trips right now. You know, you'll feel peace of mind by being in that car by yourself or with your friend or with your family. But I must say that being on the airplane is probably one of the most sanitary and safest parts of your travel journey. Air travel has been notably like one of the safest modes of transportation for years and years, and even during this pandemic it has become quite sterile on the aircraft with air filtration systems. We have like a trained group of cleaners that come on and sanitize the aircraft. They also spray electrostatic spray on the airplanes, and this is for most airlines right now. They're all kind of on board and tackling this in a similar way. The plane is really clean for the most part. Seat blocking, you may be sitting next to someone that you don't know at some part just because of the seat configurations, and sometimes there are actually days when there are a lot of people that are traveling. You might end up sitting next to someone you don't know, but I do encourage you to wear your mask, keep your hands clean, and for the most part I find that most people are being respectful and holding true to these things. Of course, I do get asked pretty regularly if someone's sitting next to someone if they get somewhere else. Certainly tell your flight attendant and they'll do their best to see if there is another seat in that zone or another kind of reconfiguration. They might talk to the gate agent or something to see if you can get a different seat. It's not always possible, but for the most part, most people aboard that plane have to agree that they're feeling well and not currently having any COVID-19 symptoms. Say that overall there are even more policies in place about making sure that passengers wear their masks while they're on board of the aircraft, and really give strength to the flight attendants to be able to tell passengers to kindly put your mask back on over your nose and your mouth, just to keep other people safe. And as of today is February 11th, we have had for a few days now a federal mask mandate that passengers must wear a face mask while aboard the aircraft. There is also a mandate to wear a mask while you're in an airport. So these are all really positive things. Ooh, someone's calling me, let's see. Hello? Hi? Oh, everything is perfect. Thank you for calling. So the front desk, so the front desk just called to make sure that everything was going well with my stay and my room so far. So that's super nice. There are more regulations in place to make sure that passengers keep their mask on, and honestly, it feels like a breath of relief because it really, even though they have always been policies, now it feels like it's like a real rule in a way. So I don't know, it's nice and it's different actually. It's a positive thing. So some really small tidbits of advice for your travel journey. If you are a person that gets cold, be sure to bring a blanket with you. We no longer give out blankets throughout the flight, and I get asked this all the time if we have blankets, because let's be real, planes get cold, especially in the morning, really early in the morning and at night. If you're one of those people like I am, certainly bring a blanket with you, or some kind of cardigan, or light jacket, or wear your big jacket even. But I suggest bringing like a small blanket with you to help you feel more comfortable while you're in the seat, both temperature-wise and just texture, more cozy essentially. Another little tip, you can still certainly bring snacks with you aboard the plane. The service has been limited. Different airlines do things differently. I'm sure that we will bring more beverage options and perhaps different snack options as the 2021 rolls on. But as of today, service is still pretty limited. And you can certainly bring food and Cheez-Its and snacks and that kind of stuff with you to consume on the plane. My little tidbit of advice would be actually eat before you get onto the airplane. This helps you feel more comfortable if you feel like, you might be exposing yourself to COVID-19 by taking your mask off to eat, or feeling wary about other passengers looking at you while you're eating your food. Sometimes I just honestly feel more comfortable eating without a lot of people surrounding me. So it's kind of nice in a way to find a quiet spot in the airport. Usually you can find an empty gate or a different area in the food court. There is something nice about eating on an airplane in a way, but I don't know, I don't always feel like it's the most positive experience right now. If you have some extra time to get your food at the airport or whatever you had brought in, and again, find a spot, have your meal, board the plane, fully fed, use the bathroom before you get on the plane, these are all things to make your journey easy. Going to the bathroom before you get on the plane, I think is always a good idea. During boarding is kind of stressful because then you're stuck in the bathroom and you can't get back to your seat. It's nice to use a real bathroom actually, with soap and water, ventilation. I would go for the spacious option. Third little piece of advice, or fourth maybe, is we are offering, and I think a lot of other airlines are offering, Purell and other kinds of sanitary wipes as you're boarding the aircraft. Certainly take those sanitary wipes from us. They're not especially targeted towards your seat area. Of course, you're encouraged to wipe your screen and your seat and your seatbelt, because those things are wiped. They're essentially for you to clean your hands and your cell phone case, just to make the whole environment sanitary and safe and healthy, and keep airline travel, all of these things. Other big pieces of advice are related to COVID-19 requirements for your destination. Certain destinations require different things, whether you go there and you're required to do a quarantine. Most US destinations do not require you to take a COVID-19 test prior to arriving into another state. However, some destinations do require or recommend that you do a quarantine, whether it's 10 or 14 days in that city. So certainly read up on that before you're going to the airport that day, getting on the plane. Even when you're buying the ticket, just like have this in the back of your mind. Be going to New York or, I don't know, California, and they might have quarantine in place for you. Sometimes these states require you to fill out a form prior to arrival. They usually have a QR code or a website at the gate for you to fill out. For example, when you get to New York, there is a traveler form for New York City. There's often people from the National Guard and the Air Force, and they'll collect those forms from you there and make sure that you've filled it out. Safe, but every state is pretty different, so definitely look into that before you head to wherever you're going. The other thing is to be aware of the COVID requirements for wherever you're heading back to. For example, right now in international travel, to come back into the US, a lot of times you do need to have a COVID-19 test within, let's say, 3 days or 72 hours or something like that before arriving onto US soil. It's usually much stricter for international travel, but we have had passengers that weren't able to get on the plane because their PCR test wasn't within the certain amount of hours that it needed to be. Definitely research that. Costly overlook, you know, both time-wise and money-wise for driving to the airport and then getting to the gate, and then they're reviewing your documents and you find out that your PCR test is 2 days too old. Certainly check out the requirements for your destination, and then check out requirements for where you're heading back to or the next destination of yours. And again, to make your flight more enjoyable, certainly bring a blanket with you, or if you're somebody that runs a little bit on the cooler side, still bring all your favorite food and snacks with you. I do encourage you to try out eating before you get on the plane. More enjoyable than eating on a plane during the time of COVID. Everyone's, I feel like, is much more aware of what everyone is doing. But if that doesn't bother you, then by all means, keep on keeping on. I'm just like rambling all these little things. You can travel now, it seems. I mean, it certainly seems that, you know, we're still pushing for essential travel mostly. But if you do find that using an airplane is best for you and your travel journey, we're certainly still out here. We're certainly always excited to see you. Come and make it a good COVID experience. Again, I feel like being on the plane is actually quite safe. I mean, I don't want to say anything that kind of like sucks me up into any one point of view, but I've been okay, and most people I've known have been okay, and we all pretty much get tested regularly still. So keep on keeping on, being safe and healthy and responsible, and I'm sure that together we will continue to surmount whatever is going on right now. I really hope that things get better and that things turn around for not just the airline industry, but all industries really. I'm trying to remember who exactly said this, but it's kind of like we were repeating the Roaring 20s, because there was also a pandemic then, and once all that went away, there was just this explosion of like the Roaring 20s and dancing and traveling and living lavishly. So it'd be kind of fun to see if that's what happens after all of this. Just hanging out here in YYZ. You know, it's so cute because a passenger, an older lady, she boarded the plane today, and I saw that she had double masked with one of these black masks, and I was like, oh, you're double masking, that's so nice. And she said, yeah, you should really, I was wearing a blue one, and she said you should really wear one of these black ones, it goes better with your outfit, and we should coordinate better. So she gave me 2 of those black masks. So that was really sweet of her, and I double masked with my blue one and the black one. How funny is that the trend right now is to wear 2 masks? I'm not gonna lie, it definitely makes it more challenging for me to breathe, but I guess more protection the better. I like the blue ones, to be completely honest. I think the black ones I wear to be more stylish. Well, it's the next day. Safe travels, you guys. Guys, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. See you later. Be adventuring, safe travels. Enjoy wherever you're going to, no matter how you're getting there. They gave us a little breakfast treat, so let's see what's inside.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for future ones. Music by Temporary, Tim Schaffert. Moonlight, Public Library Commute. All that I say, all that I do, I'm over the moon.